Hey everyone, it's Caleb with Inklings Fiction, and today I'm going to answer the question of what is inklingsfiction.com. So, I get it. There's a lot of places on the internet that are saying, oh yeah, you can post your story here, you can do it here, you can do it here. And I get it. There's a lot of competition for inklingsfiction.com. What makes it special? Why would you even want to use it? So there's a lot of reasons why I made it, and the reasons why I made it is exactly why people would want to use it. So the biggest reason, first off, is just the fact that it's for Christian authors to post their stories on a place where all the stories are going to be clean stories, have nice worldview things. It's not going to be pushing stuff that people don't want to read as Christians. I've been someone who's always wanted to read cool little stories on the internet, and I've found a couple sites that I can, and I'm reading the stories. Like for science fiction, I find my science fiction stories and I read like 5 good ones, and I'm like, yeah, this is really fun. And then I'll get one recommended to me and I hop on, start reading it, and it's like not at all what I'd want to read. If you guys catch my drift, it's not, as I like to say, it's inappropriate, which is inappropriate, but I call it inappropriate. And it's stuff that I don't want to put before my eyes. As Solomon says, don't put wickedness before your eyes. And it's like, that's some wickedness. So I actually stopped looking up stories on the internet because it's like, you don't know when you're going to get, let's say, just flashed with inappropriate stuff. So as such, I was like, you know what? There's no place on the internet that I can find that has clean stories for Christians. So I was like, hey, I'm going to make a place for Christian authors to find Christian readers that all want clean stuff that's safe for us to read. It's safe for people of all ages, and that's what I found really, really valuable. And the second reason is a lot of the places that have it so authors can share stories, basically the author puts their story on, and whoop-de-doo, they might get a lot of readers. Those readers might tell them what they want, what they like, what they'd want to see, all that stuff. But beyond that, a lot of these websites, they don't let the author do anything with that audience down the road. So with Inklings Fiction, I want to do something different with that. I want to have it so those diehard fans can then go onto your author bio, and they can either go to your author website or they can sign up to your newsletter. And with that, you can actually find those readers that loved your story, and they can continue reading your stories. They can buy your stories from you, because in the end, as writers, we're business people. We're not going to give away every single story for free. But the whole concept of Inklings Fiction is, yes, we're giving away a story for free, maybe 10 stories. And these stories are going to be great stories. But the end goal is to have it so those stories get in the hands of readers that actually want to find us and read us. Because we've all bought a book from some Christian bookstore or even another bookstore, and we've bought it and we're excited about it. It's got a great cover. You start reading it and it's poo. It's just straight out poo, and you're like, can I return a book? This is like terrible. Then you just decide, maybe I'm just going to burn the book because it's so bad, And the entire idea of Inklings Fiction is to give it so your readers can have sort of like a test run with you, They'll be like, yeah, I liked this story and those other 2 stories this person wrote. I think it's high time that I subscribe to their newsletter. Oh, wow, I'm on their newsletter? Look at that. They've got 5 books out. I'm totally going to buy those books, And that's the entire concept for Inklings Fiction. And those are the 2 main reasons why I love Inklings Fiction. I mean, you can get feedback from your readers. It's Christian readers, or at least people that don't want dirty stories. Those people can then find you, sign up with stuff with you. I mean, it's great. And there are so many other things that I am really in the middle of adding to it right now. Like, I'm going to be adding in short order a place where all of the Inklings Fiction authors can list their stories that they actually have published elsewhere. I'm going to have it so they can list all those stories on Inklings Fiction. I'm going to have it so they can link out to those places. So say you have them all on Amazon, I'll have it so you can put links to all those different stories on Amazon. It'll be a lot of work on my end because I don't have a lot of technical expertise quite yet to be able to automate that. But for now, I'm just going to be doing it all by hand for all these different authors. And I think that's going to be something that's a great value for authors. Another thing that I'm going to be doing is making a newsletter down the road just for Inklings Fiction. That'll be something that's going to be amazing. And I'm even going to make it so there's advertising on Inklings Fiction, but it's not going to be advertising to who knows what, which could be inappropriate stuff. It's going to be stuff that authors, if they want to have their book advertised on Inklings Fiction, I'm going to let them do that. Of course, I'm not going to sell like a romance story onto a fantasy page, But if you are reading a fantasy book, and if there's an author who wants to have their book advertised to fantasy authors, you know that I'm going to show those readers those authors, because it's, in the end of the day, it's all about our little niche, It's all about us Christian authors finding our readers and really capitalizing on it so we can all grow together. So those readers can get exactly what we want, and we can get the readers that we want. So that's everything that Inklings Fiction stands for. There's so much more on top of it, but those are just the two main things that I have created it for. I listed off the 4 benefits that you guys can get from it, and there's so many things that I'm adding to it constantly. So I'd love to see you guys joining me on Inklings Fiction. It would be so cool to have you guys join me. So God put a story in all of us. Right on, and God bless.